Everybody, I'm Jerome right here again, and you're joining me once again on my Jeronification YouTube channel. Okay, and in this depiction here, I'm going to be talking and discussing a little bit about the ancient depictions of dinosaurs that appear globally in the Sumerian culture, Sumerian culture, the Anunnaki, ancient China, ancient Japan, um, European, Roman, all through all our ancient history and texts. I mean, there's just discussions and topics of dinosaurs and these ancient artifacts popping up with the images of dinosaurs in times and eras where dinosaurs should have not actually have been. Um, More recently, the um, the Peruvian burial stones shows these guys with dinosaurs. A lot of our Renaissance artists shows um, such um, figures like King George and King Arthur, slaying of dinosaurs and this thing of this nature. It's my position that this creature had genetically contributed to the genetic becoming of mankind, and this creature is not extinct. It's my position that genetically this creature is part of mankind's evolutionary genetic becoming, and there was an ancient record and still is in existence today, and people knew about it. Um, this this information, this knowledge, was suppressed from the masses of people, while a select few, a handful, actually enjoy where it's at today. Now, for example, let's look at this image here. Okay, here's an ancient depiction of a dinosaur. I mean, of a fire-breathing dragon. And this creature is shown almost pretty much with the a king crowns over his head. I mean, people. What is there not to understand about this? You, I mean, this creature shown with the king crown over his head. I mean, what you can either take this one or two ways. One or two ways is with the other depiction that shows where the dragon is being slayed, so it's showing you that the king is slaying the dragon. Or you can take this my way, stating that this creature is genetically contributed to us, and these people, royalty, understand that, and they are showing that this creature's bloodline is with that stronger in presence with that of the royal bloodlines of today. Now, people, this why would the artist, why would the sculptor, why would anybody go through so much trouble to place the image of this creature with a crown? I mean, when it's obvious that these creatures did not exist during the era of kings and queens, or with those that with the Peruvians, when just like it's shown on a Peruvian burial stone, but yet they always seem to factor in these creatures with the presence of that of mankind. People, it's my position that this is happening. And the reason why it is happening, because of everything that I have just told you. This creature is genetically responsible for the evolutionary becoming of mankind. Bridged over multiple creatures, which actually calls for the later likenesses of what we became today. Alright. I'm gonna show you I got a few pictures up here. I'm gonna go first of all, it's my position that this creature, there's wherever you see a reference of that of mankind with this creature, there are encryptions and codings that show you and prove to you that you are one with this beast. Here in this case, look in the underbelly of this creature. Right here. In fact, I see a new face that I actually didn't see before. I'm going to try to flip it to get it for you. Can you see? I'm going to try to flip this around. Look at the face and the crotch of that beast right there. Look. See that face looking at you? There's the left eye, right eye, nose area, lip area, and chin area. Look at that right there. Almost look like a cross between the face of a African and a monkey together, right there. I just seen this face as I'm beginning this video right here, but that's not the face that I want to show you. The face that I want to show you is a reptilian ape, and then the witch-like woman, who I dub as the mother of creation. In fact, I might have to bring it up on another. But you see that face right there looking at you at the crotch? You know what that's telling you, people? You see that face right there? And you can Google these images. All you have to do is Google ancient dinosaurs, or I think it's genesispark.com. And I'm going to bring up an image. Genesispark.com. I'm going to bring up another image. But this is what you got to Google. Genesispark.com. And these ancient dinosaur depictions will come up. See that face there, people? It's not hard to. Look at that. See that monkey's face? Between a monkey and a man right there. But I'm going to show you something, because there's multi-dimensional images there. I'm going to show you. Oh, here you go. I can show you what this is here, because I have it highlighted already. This is the same image. Let me show you something here. You see right there? You know what that is? That's the face of a reptilian ape. You know why that reptilian ape is there? Because that reptilian ape is a reptilian genetic byproduct of this creature, which is this fire-breathing dragon. You see that? These people know ancient religions, such as the Vatican, know that this is what this all is signifying. Now, you see that reptilian ape face? That represents that of man, African. You spin it around, that ape's face becomes a woman. Where we at? Oh, right here. It becomes a face of a woman, a witch-like woman. Her mouth here, her elongated chin, and it comes around. I actually should have added a little bit to the nose here. It's actually, and you ever see the Swedish-like women that wears those bedtime nighties on their head? The bottom piece of the ape's mouth, that reptilian ape's mouth, becomes that knitted stocking piece on her head. The mother of creation. The image of man and woman. Well, actually, there was four images. The image of reptilian ape, the mother of creation, which is the Medusa Madonna-like image, and then the images of ape and her earliest man, African man, right there. Four morphine images all in one, all just from this, from here. And you know what it's telling us? What these people are telling you here, with the crown signifying the crown? That their bloodline is preserved closer along the lines with this creature instead of that of our African ape ancestor. There was a reintroduction of these genes, which calls for the breakdown and subsequently resulting in the genetic changing inwardly and outwardly. And this is where we got our lighter versions of our ape ancestor and African ancestors today, which actually resulted in the lighter and Caucasian like versions of that of our ape ancestor. And this is what that is about. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring up another image. Here's another image of that, of what we have. This is a dinosaur. There's a lot of artifacts going around where there are artifacts suggesting. I'm going to take this down. Take this one down. And you can Google any one of these images, people. Wherever there is a reference of who we are, I can do the same exact thing with this. Here's a dinosaur on a cup. Don't you find this to be very strange, people, that such an artifact would actually be around? And you know what this is saying, people? The same thing that I just showed you right here. with these images in the crotch, showing you from the penis of the dinosaur came the likenesses and versions of these beings. It's telling you the same exact thing right here. You see this? Genetically, in the cauldron-like cup, this creature exists on. You see what this is showing you? Look, you see what this is saying? This creature's penis is hooked to this vase-like object, this flask, this this jar, showing you that the creatures that now drink or take from this are creatures, a byproduct of this creature. This is this creature drinking from or taking from this, showing you that genetically you are a dinosaur. This is why this handle is made like this. You have jars globally, these artifacts globally. What in the hell would a person, unless they had the knowledge of this, why would they create such a jar or such an artifact? It's telling you that they genetically knew who they are. Telling you that these beings identified with who they genetically were, just like the Peruvian burial stones, which is a great example. Okay, I'm going to show you something else about this. Wherever you see this for just this, but when I look at this, I see multi-dimensional images, and just like in the belly of in the crotch area of that other dinosaur I just showed you, I can see other images here that I can draw out in the belly of this beast. But more so, I can turn this dinosaur into an elephant before your eyes because I know what all of this means. So, before your eyes, let's turn this creature into an elephant. This jar turned upside down with the dinosaur on there. This becomes the head of the elephant, the trunk of the elephant, and guess what the elephant is shown doing? Coming back in his trunk, back on his own foot. I know what all of this signifies, people. The same as this right here. It's the cyclination of this creature's genes, of this creature's genetics. It's a cycle. Just like this creature, which is an extension of that creature, just like we're an extension of that creature. It shows you it's a cycle. Back in the body of the elephant, the dinosaur's torso area becomes the head of the elephant. The dinosaur next becomes the actual snout of that of the elephant, and shown back bridge back over. Multi-dimensional images from an artifact that nobody knows nothing about until the release of my video that I was able to produce this. You know why? Because I am spiritually and paranormally connected to this. And when I see this through my multi-dimensional sense of awareness and vision and mental attachment to all of this, I know what it means. And again, I see images all in here in this creature's belly that signify genetically who we are and how we genetically became. Let me do it like this here, for those of you that don't see. The tail of the dinosaur, the torso, the body of the dinosaur's right back leg attaching the jar, the dinosaur's right front shoulder and foot attaching the jar. Here's the dinosaur's chest, here's the dinosaur's neck, outstretched, and the dinosaur's mouth is attaching the opening of the jar. You turn it over, The flask, the jar, becomes that of the elephant's body, elephant's chest. The body of the dinosaur becomes the elephant's head, and the neck of the dinosaur becomes the snout of the dinosaur's nose. And it shows the elephant would be hooked back to its own foot. Cyclonation of these genes that began back here. Let's do something different. Now, mind you, people, I wasn't in this era. How am I able to do this? Here we are in Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Very controversial image here. Carvings of a triceratops on the column there in Angkor Wat. Again, this creature is genetically linked to us, and these people at Angkor Wat knew this. In these carvings here, shows you mutations of genes. And if you look closely, you can actually see that there is a face of an ape-like creature right there, with its mouth being there, eye, and a head. And then at the bottom there, I don't have it here, but at the bottom, it actually has a being that is half animal and half man. And then toward the top, it has a man up here. People, these are genes, genetics, mutations, a passageway of showing you how there was genetic bridgings that subsequently resulted in the likenesses of the beings that are shown depicted with the creature. And it's showing you through each step in both directions. Down at the bottom, there's a horned being down at the bottom. It shows you in both directions the mutated faces of our ancestors. Are we that naive to think and to accept the fact now? You accept things that you don't see, things that, like the UFOs, the aliens, and the divine figures, and all of that, and yet the writing is on the wall right here, and you let this be dismissed away as if these people did not know what they were doing, were less intelligent than us. But yet their carvings and ancient structures are more within intelligence and presence than anything that is and exceeds anything in our world today. And you're being labeled as stupid for not being able to see this. Let's go to another one. I was running out of ink on this one here. I was running out of ink on this one. But again, this is another famous ancient dinosaur carving. And again, it shows you, if you look into the body of this creature, you see mutated faces of fish attaching this creature, showing you a genetic bridging over. And I believe up in here, let me see if I can get this reptilian's ape's face. Oh gosh, there's a monkey's face right in here. And these so-called little flames from, I guess, would be from this creature. There are mutated faces right there, just like with Angkor Wat in here. And these little belts, these little cycling snake-like belts here. The same exact thing is shown here. You cannot identify with it because you don't know the multi-dimensional images that are contained therein that shows you who you genetically are. You know why? Because your head is in the clouds looking for divine figures and aliens. But if you look closely, like I showed you the fish right here in the neck of this beast, look at the face of the witch-like woman that always appears here. And there she is at the tail. Mouth, nose, and eye. These creatures are morphing the body of this because these are genetic identifiers to how crowns came into existence. These people are paying homage to their true ancestors, who they knew who they were. Unlike you, though, who are being genetically bridged over and manipulated and genetically contaminated by the likes of these people here, kings and queens. There's a crown up there too, by the way, people. And that of your ancient religious ancestors, whom know who they genetically are and know that they are genetically altering you. And if you knew this secret, you would not want no parts of it. And this is why it's kept from you, people. Okay, what else do we have? I'm going to make this video short. This here is our ancient Pumatutu conception of the heavens. Pumatutu, and then another ancient civilization. And this is their, what is it, perception? Yeah, conception. Perception of heaven. You see that? I'm going to show you again. Where's my, how did I ended up putting my, here's one. I got a pen there. I'm going to make this video short. Get my butt out of here. Again, notice that in all of what's going on here, that these pyramids are being created. You see that? I like to, when I look at this, you know what I see when I first looked at this? I saw the Pope's cap. The crowns that the popes wear. I see a cross there, because I know that we're cross-referenced. Now, they're trying to tell you that this ancient civilization, the Pumapuku people, or Pumakuku people, whoever they were, this was their idea of how you get to heaven. You know what I say? I say that's a bunch of BS. And it's amazing how everything now is associated with heaven, or if they're not throwing religion at you, then here come the ancient alien theorists or alien theorists. They're throwing, well, just as some type of showing you how the aliens came in and they abducted these people and created all of these creatures in the process. Or here's your religious factor telling you that this is how they developed and they created their stairway to heaven in a divine sense. Let me make more logical explanation for you for this. This pyramid is a family tree, a genetic family tree that again shows you how you evolved from a creature, which is right there. You see that dinosaur right there? Yeah, that long neck guy down there in the darkened area. The same guy that I just explained to you. Here. You see that? That guy there? The long neck and the body. And then there's the crown, kings and queens. The Pumupuku people, this is the same exact thing. You know what this is? That's the dinosaur right there, people. Can I bring that in a little closer for you could see that? You see that dinosaur right there? And you know what that dinosaur is wearing? A pyramided crown, aka the Pope's cap, aka the kings and queen crown. Because you know what this signifies, people? You know what this signifies? This signifies the same exact thing as this. Pretty much. On how a single parent has two parents, four grandparents. You see what I'm talking about, people? You see that? Huh? You see what I'm talking about? You see what's happening here? You see what I'm at? You see what I'm at right there? Huh? Two parents, 4 grandparents, 8 grand, 8 great grandparents, and then it goes on and on and on and on. You see that pyramid right there? This is who you genetically are in a human sense. Well, this pyramid was developed to show you from this creature in a reverse sense how these beings evolved from that creature and through which process that it actually occurred. And the reason why it's not understood is because no one knew that this creature is one of our ancestors. And that is a problem. That is a problem. Hold on for 1 minute, people. And that is a problem. This chart is signifying how this creature bridged over and man and the resulting likenesses of mankind emerged. Now, so you're saying, well, what if all of these rings right here? It's my position that the so-called heavens that are being, these rings are the so-called heavens. These are different levels in our planet's solar system, in our planet's solar system, from which genetic information from our planet came from and actually was returned. And I know how it was done. And there's evidence of all that I'm stating, which is actually recorded and shown and depicted in colorful images in nebulae gas matter in space. Just as I can read what is here to you, I can read and show you such images in space. I can read space because you know what space is, people? Space is that so-called heaven that you are supposed to be descending to or ascending to. And space is also a genetic blueprint, a genetic grail that can be read just like I am reading Renaissance arts here. I can find my way in either path. I'll be right there. I'm making a video. Huh? I'm making. I don't care. What's wrong? I'm making a video. No, making the house. Look, she told you to go in the house. Go in the house. I'm making a video. Go in the house. I'll be out shortly. She's watching you. You respect her. All right. Go in the house, Gabriel, and listen to her. I'm making a video. All right. Sorry for the interruption. It's my position that you know how our popal cap is made. There's our popal cap. It's my position that there's a cross right here to this creature. There's a cross. Do I have a darker marker? Yes, I do. Let me make a darker image for you. Let me make the picture more clearer for you. Here's the popal's cap. Also king and queen cap, crown. There's the popal's cap. There's a cross right here. I'm going to tie the cross to the top of the head of the dinosaur. Come up. You see that, people? Instead of the cross being there in the Pope's crown, the Pope is actually wearing it. You'll see them up here, like that. See that, people? You see how this picture is now almost something making sense to you? The king and queen's crown. You know what they're showing you, people? That they are cross-referenced with this creature. The same thing that the Pope been doing, because you know why? Because they're hand in hand with each other. They're conspirators in the knowledge of who we are and suppressing and keeping from the masses of people, like they always have been, of telling you and telling us who we genetically are. Well, the news flash is here. Thanks to me for being able to understand this through my genuine paranormal experience and encounter, I can bring you the truth. You see, just like with your single parent image here, from that, where we at? How can I get? Oh, okay. Let me get this image back. There's a cross reference from these sources, a single source, and it bridges out. I can take us back to this creature, before this creature, into space, and identify with each and every civilization of our world, who you genetically are, when you were genetically created, and through which process you actually underwent to have your genetic makeup, inwardly and outwardly, which all stems and originates from the founding genetics of that of our ape ancestor and our African ancestor. So, ask your God to do that. Ask your ancient alien theorists to do that. Ask your scientists to do that. Ask anybody that portrays themselves to you as a source of knowledge to read this to you in the wrong way that they have for so many years. Hundreds and thousands of years, perhaps, or thousands of years. People have spent their entire life trying to identify with who we are. And you know what stands in the way from those people that dedicate? People have died. Tragically, some naturally, from trying to figure out who they genetically were and never understood. And the reason what precluded them the most is because the truth has always been in their face. Is that those that have always knew this, they put barriers in place in medicine, in science, and in reality. And when I say science, I say the laws of physics, because that's the biggest barrier to everything. And what has happened, and then through religion, and what has happened is it precluded you from seeing the obvious. But when it's all said and done, I wonder if I can get a Pope's face down up in here. Let me get a Pope's face down up in here. When it's all said and done, let me back off a bit. When it's all said and done, here, when it's all said and done, these people always knew the truth. See my videos here, people. And the lizard, the dinosaurs, the reptiles, I gave them a closed eye. And the reason I should have put that eye in the center of his head, that's what I should have done, and just left one eye in the center of the head. That's what I should have done. And we can actually give a crown here too. But each one of these layers, you know what they represent? The atmospheric belts, the emission layers from off our planet, through whence the information from down here are linked into space. And I can show you what's being referenced through the names that they're showing you and the civilization with these peoples, the Pumupuku, whatever the people they are, and their genetic likenesses and the creatures that cause for their existence. not only reflected in the artwork that is left behind, but also, which is actually, there's a linking message that is in space. And I know how they both mirror each other in our world and that of space. Now, these people, meaning the Pope and the kings and queens, the royalty. Let me bring up the royal crown instead of putting the Pope. These people are copycatters. Kings and queens and religion through the Vatican, they're copiers. Our later ancestors. You know what they did? They went, and Great Britain and all of you, yeah, I'm accusing you all, okay? What they did is they went around and they raided and invaded every culture and every civilization that had the knowledge that I'm now sharing with you. And they destroyed it, defaced it, and this is why in Egypt, ancient Egypt, Africa pretty much don't have nothing but ancient Egypt. All of the stuff that was found afterwards that was buried in the sand, and then we finding globally now, like in Peru with the Peruvian burial stones and stuff. If they would have found that the early explorers, the conquistadors, Christopher Columbus, Pierre Rice, and all of the others that was commissioned, and that to go and make these explorations and gather this information and steal the gold and all of that, the artifacts and stuff like that there, they were also on a mission to destroy any genetic evidence of these people that was left over before, not before bridging themselves over though. They were also bridging themselves over these people, which actually calls for their demise, and plus then destroy them through this process, this cult-like ritual process of genetic bridging. Now, I can give you the entire story. This is just a fast version of it, of course. Now, they destroyed everything. But even if there was not no evidence left over, I could still do this. You know why? Because I am paranormally linked to all of this through a genuine paranormal experience and encounter which uplifted me, elevated me to a point in space to where when I returns, there is not nothing in this that I do not understand. If you want to know who you are, share this information. If you don't want to know who you are, then continue to believe the way you are and keep looking to the heavens and see if an alien or a divine figure actually come. My name is Jerome Wright. You're watching my Jeronification channel, and I don't have no end, so you can expect another video to come. All right. Thank you. I appreciate your viewing time, and please share. And you can also check out my Alien UFOs station as well too, because I learned a lot of this. Well, not learned a lot of this. I experienced a lot of this, and this is where my experience actually unfolded through there, and which ultimately caused for me to actually start having this new outlet and making these videos. Okay, so thank you for watching.